All transaction types entered in AP can be job-related. Let's start with the invoice entry. We start by creating a new batch and entering an invoice and selecting a vendor. All document types are able to be job-related in AP invoice entry. To make an invoice job-related, simply select the job-related checkbox. If a default detail line appears from the vendor record, then you will not be able to select the checkbox until you remove the detail line. A good tip to speed up data entry for job-related invoices is to leave the default distribution method set to none for vendors that are used frequently on job-related transactions. Once the job-related checkbox is selected, the detail lines change to allow for the entry of contract project category details. You can select any open contract project category to enter a transaction. Any cost class category can be entered here, but it should be noted that AP does not integrate with inventory control for material cost classes, nor payroll for labor cost classes. If you are selecting a standard project, you must enter a resource. The finder for the resource will show all resources assigned for that category on the project. For basic projects, the resource is optional, but if selected, will show all available resources based on the cost class. Once the contract project category and resource has been selected for the detail line, you can then enter the quantity and unit cost for the entry. If the project is being billed in detail, you can also select the AR item number, billing type, and enter a billing rate and edit the GL account number. Once you have finished entering all your details for the invoice, you can add the entry. Note that while you can have both job-related and non-job-related invoices in a single batch, you cannot have both job-related and non-job-related details on a single invoice. Sage Accpac does not allow mixed entries in accounts payable. On posting the batch, actuals for the contracts, projects, and categories selected are updated in contract maintenance. Payment entries also affect PJC depending on the type of payment entry. Just as with invoice entry, you can enter job-related payments the same way you enter normal payment entries. First, for a payment against an outstanding invoice, in the detail lines showing the outstanding invoices, there is a column showing whether the invoice is job-related or not. If the invoice is job-related, the payment becomes job-related. For partial payments, you can allocate payments to specific jobs by selecting the Apply method to be used. Or, you can manually enter partial payment amounts by clicking the Jobs button. A job-related payment only updates and affects statistics in PJC. Prepayments can be job-related by selecting the job-related checkbox and entering contract project category details by clicking the Jobs button. Finally, miscellaneous payments can also be job-related by selecting the job-related checkbox. When this is done, the detail lines change just as on an invoice entry, allowing you to enter contract, project, and category details. Of course, this will update both statistics and actuals. Again, once the batch is posted, PJC is updated with the payment entries. Finally, you can enter adjustments against job-related entries in AP. Within AP, there are two types of adjustments that can be made: reallocation of expenses or write-offs and additions. Both of these can apply to job-related transactions, and so would affect PJC actuals. On the finder for the document number, there is a column that can be added to show whether the document is job-related or not. Once a job-related document is selected, the detail lines will change to allow for contract project category details to be entered. You can use the Select Detail button to select a detail line as entered on the original document. You can then adjust amounts by either debiting or crediting the document by entering a positive or negative quantity. This would be a write-off or top-up adjustment. For example, you are writing off an amount owing on an invoice to a vendor based on a dispute that has been resolved. For a reallocation, you can add a second line and enter the new contract project category details. You can use this transaction type if you have incorrectly coded the wrong contract project category on the original document. Once you have entered your adjustment, you can save the entry and post the batch. Upon posting, actuals are updated in PJC. You can select to print job-related details for all transactions in AP transaction reports, including batch listings and posting journals. You can also view job details using the vendor activity window by clicking on the Jobs button for job-related entries. Now let's take a look at entering transactions in Payroll.